Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie and today I have for y'all a very special video all about bells, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. Let's go ahead and jump right into DIY number one. For DIY number one, I started with 3 of the large plastic bells from Dollar Tree. I got the ones that were smooth and did not have any designs on them. I started by removing all the embellishments from the top of all 3 bells. Next, I took the bells outside and gave them one coat of Rust-Oleum hammered spray paint in the color Antique Pewter. While the bells were drying, I took the largest wreath ring from the 3-piece brass wreath rings from Dollar Tree and some twine also from Dollar Tree and wrapped the entire ring. If you can't find the 3-piece brass rings from Dollar Tree, you could use one of their wire wreath forms and use some wire cutters and cut off the outer ring and use it for this project. Once I had the ring completely wrapped with the twine, I took a lighter and burnt off all the fuzzies. This step is completely optional, and if you choose to do this, please be careful. I would recommend using a candle lighter for this. To make the bells look rustic, I used apple barrel paint and burnt umber and a makeup sponge from Dollar Tree. I put just enough of the burnt umber on the makeup sponge so that it would almost be like using a dry brush method and pounced it around the top, bottom, and a few areas in the middle of the bells where I thought that a real metal bell would rust naturally. To create the hangers for the bells, I took some decorative nautical rope from Dollar Tree and put it down inside the bell using the opening on the top of the bell. I tied a knot in the rope on the inside of the bell so that the rope would be held into place. I then repeated this step on all 3 bells. To finish the bells, I took some twine from Dollar Tree and wrapped it around the top piece of the bell where the nautical rope was coming out. I wanted it to look more decorative than just a piece of plastic with a rope coming out of it. I used dabs of hot glue as needed while wrapping the twine. The closer you get to the very top, the more glue you will need to use. I repeated this on all 3 bells, and once I had them all wrapped, I went back and burnt all the fuzzies from the twine and the rope like I did around the wreath form. To decorate the wreath form, I used 2 of the pieces of greenery that I removed from the bells and made an X shape at the bottom of the ring and used hot glue to glue it in place. I wanted the greenery to be going up the side of the ring, so I added dabs of hot glue to hold it in place, while the bottom part of the greenery hung down a little lower than the ring. Once I was happy with the way the greenery from the bells looked, I took a couple pieces of greenery from my stash that looked kind of snowy and attached them to the bottom of the ring with hot glue. I just played around with the placement until I was happy with the way it looked. Then once I had that greenery in place, I took the last piece of greenery from the bells and put it straight across on top of the other greenery and hot glued it in place. After I was happy with the greenery, I attached the bells to the bottom of the ring. I wrapped the rope attached to the first bell around the center of the greenery a couple of times using hot glue to secure it in place. Then I tied the other 2 bells onto the rope, making sure they were at varying lengths so they would hang correctly. Once I had the bells in place, I cut off the excess rope and used a small dab of hot glue to keep the rope from unraveling and to secure the knot onto the other rope. While you watch me do all of that, I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by and spending part of your day with me today. Thank you to all my wonderful subscribers. I recently hit 8,500 and I can't thank y'all enough. So right now I'm working on something special for y'all, so be sure to stay tuned in the coming weeks for that big announcement. To finish the wreath, I used 1 bundle of the small red berries from Dollar Tree and some of the pieces out of the decorative vase filler also from Dollar Tree. Y'all are going to see that I have the red berries on one side of the bells, but I do remove them here in a second and put 3 mini pine cones in their place. I used 3 of the mini pine cones from the decorative filler on each side of the rope, and then I placed the 3 red berries between the pine cones directly onto the center of the rope. Then I added some of the greenery from the filler, and that was it. I wanted to keep the embellishment simple and rustic because I wanted the bells to be the main focal point of the wreath. Here's how this wreath turned out. I have it hanging on my pantry door right now, but I think it's my favorite wreath that I've ever made. So it'll definitely be going on my front door the day after Thanksgiving. I love how this one turned out, and if you can't tell by my pantry door, I love the rustic look. Today's video is part of a playlist put together by 2 lovely and very talented ladies, Chantel over at Crafty Hints and Brenda over at Rustic and Lace DIY. I'm going to leave a link to both their channels in the description box below in case y'all want to hop over and see what wonderful DIYs they have on their channels. I'm also going to leave a link in the description box to the playlist, so after y'all watch my video, y'all can visit the playlist and get even more Jingle Bell inspiration. I promise y'all won't be disappointed. Also, if you're visiting from the playlist, welcome. I hope you will consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around for a while. I have lots of fun projects on the way. Let's go ahead and get started on DIY number 2. For this project, I started with an old leather belt that my son had outgrown. If you don't have one on hand, you can probably find one pretty cheap at a thrift store. First, I removed the buckle from the belt, that way I would be left with just the leather strap. Once I had the buckle removed, I started at the end of the belt that did not have the holes in it, and with a ruler I measured and made a mark every 2 inches so that I would know where to place the bells. I measured every 2 inches, but depending on the size belt and the size bells that you use, you may need more or less space between the bells. For the sleigh bells, I used some rusty looking Jingle bells that I picked up at Hobby Lobby for 50% off. I used a generous amount of hot glue to attach the bells to the belt at every 2-inch mark all the way up to where the pre-drilled holes started. I just used a generous amount of hot glue to attach the bells and it worked out great for me, but if you wanted to, you could use a stronger adhesive such as E6000 for a stronger hold. Once I had all 12 bells attached to the belt, I folded the end of the belt with the holes over and used a generous amount of hot glue to glue it together to form a loop. I did leave a small opening in the top of the loop so that I could put the hanger in place once I had it made. To make the hanger for the sleigh bells, I used one of the plastic shower curtain rings from Dollar Tree and some twine also from Dollar Tree. I used the twine and hot glue to wrap the shower curtain ring, making sure to leave the area where the ring snapped closed free of any twine so that I could put it in the loop I made on the belt. Once I had the curtain ring wrapped, I carefully burnt off the fuzzies from the twine like I had done in the previous DIY. After I had the hanger made, I put it through the loop on the belt and snapped it shut. I then took some hot glue and glued it to the top of the loop so that it wouldn't move around and so that you couldn't see where I didn't cover the snap with the twine. With the hanger securely in place, I went ahead and closed up the rest of the loop using lots of hot glue. Please be careful if you're using a belt with holes in it because the hot glue will come up and bite you through the holes. I've got a blister to prove it. To decorate the top of the sleigh bells, I started by hot gluing 2 pine greenery picks that I had in my stash right below the hanger facing outward to create the base for the rest of the embellishments. Then I took a pine cone off of a scrap pick that I had in my stash and used hot glue to glue it in the center of the greenery. Next, I took 2 bunches of berries off of a holly pick from Dollar Tree and hot glued them on either side of the pine cone. I put one closer to the bottom of the pine cone and the other closer to the top of the pine cone. Then, to add the finishing touches to the sleigh bells, I took 2 pieces off of a snow-covered pick and put one on either side of the pine cone, sort of like I did with the berries, and hot glued them into place. And that's it for this one, y'all. It was super simple and quick to put together. I think this one has to be my favorite piece from today's video. I absolutely love how it turned out. I've always wanted one of these to add to my holiday decor, but never really wanted to pay full retail price because they can be kind of pricey. You'll have to let me know in the comments which project is your favorite from today's video, or if there's something you would like to see me make. I'm always up for a good challenge. Moving on into DIY number 3. For this project, I started with 19 of the plastic shower curtain rings from Dollar Tree. You will need 2 packages since they come in packs of 12. I started by snapping all the rings closed, and then I took some twine from Dollar Tree and wrapped all 19 rings completely, making sure none of the plastic was showing. Once I had all the rings wrapped, I burnt the fuzzies off of these just like I did in the 2 previous projects. Next, I took one of the plastic wine glasses that comes in a 6-pack from Dollar Tree and removed the bottom piece that just screws on. Then I took some more twine from Dollar Tree and wrapped the entire wine glass, including the stem, using hot glue where I needed it. The further up you get on the stem, the more hot glue you will need to use. Again, I burn off all the fuzzies for a more rustic look. To make the top section of the tree, I took 6 of the shower curtain rings that I had wrapped in twine and glued them together. I used hot glue to attach the rings to each other in a way that sort of resembles a pumpkin shape. I put a small line of hot glue on the very edge of the ring and glued it to the very edge of another ring, and repeated that step until all 6 rings were attached in a circle with an opening in the middle. I hope all that makes sense. It's really late here and I'm pretty tired tonight while working on this voiceover, so if it doesn't make sense, please excuse me. Once I had the top section of the tree made, I took and hot glued it down on the stem of the wine glass. You can see that it fits perfectly down on the stem, which is exactly what I was wanting. After the top of the tree was glued onto the wine glass, I began to assemble the rest of the tree. I used hot glue and attached 6 more rings directly underneath the 6 rings on the top of the tree. Again, I hope I'm making sense. I put hot glue on the top of the ring and then again on the side of the ring that was going to be touching the wine glass. Oh, I do want to mention that when I was putting the tree together, I made sure the thick side where the snap is was pointing down for a nice uniform look. I then repeated these steps again and added a third section of rings in a straight line underneath the top section. I did try to get them in as straight a line as possible, but I didn't fuss with it too much. The bottom section is going to be a bit longer than the wine glass, so this section is going to essentially be the feet of the tree. If you have any questions about this, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will answer as soon as possible. Here's what the tree looked like once all three sections were glued into place. The wine glass helps to give the illusion that the tree gets wider with each additional section, which is exactly the look I was going for with this project. To create the peak of the tree, I took the last remaining ring and hot glued it on the very top in the center of the first section of rings. For the bells on the tree, I used 19 bells. I picked up 2 packages of bells at Dollar Tree that included silver and gold bells with fancy toppers. These particular bells came on a string, so I cut off 19 bells. I cut off 10 silver and 9 gold, and then I also removed the toppers from each of the bells and set them aside. After I had all the bells cut and the toppers removed, I used apple barrel paint in the color Burnt Umber and a makeup sponge to lightly sponge the color on all the toppers and the bells to give them a rustic look, and then I set them aside to dry. After the bells were dry, I reassembled them using twine instead of the silver string they came with. I measured out the twine so that it was just long enough so that when the bell was glued to the inside of the ring, it let the bell hang about midway down. I also used hot glue to reattach the toppers on each bell. Unfortunately, I somehow lost some footage of reassembling the bells, so I do apologize. Once I had all the bells reassembled, it was time to start putting them on the tree. I started with one of the silver bells and hot glued it to the top ring right in the center and then cut off the excess twine. Please be careful if you decide to do this project and watch your fingers when attaching the bells. The hot glue is super hot, so I would definitely recommend wearing finger protectors. You can pick some up at Dollar Tree or any other craft store. I would also recommend using a low temp glue gun if you happen to have one on hand. I continued gluing the bells inside the rings all the way down to the bottom of the tree. I alternated the colors of the bells so that they would create a pattern. Then, once I had all the bells on the tree, I took a silver mini tree topper from Dollar Tree and removed the spring piece that holds the star onto the tree. This is made of metal, so I used some wire cutters and it was easy to snip off. This is what's going to be the topper for the bell tree. Once I had the bottom part of the star removed, I took apple barrel paint and burnt umber and a makeup sponge and lightly sponged on the color around the edges of the star as well as the raised middle section, just to make it look a little rusty and rustic looking. After the paint on the star was dry, I used a generous amount of hot glue to attach it to the top of the tree. I also went back after the glue had set up and reinforced the glue on the back of the star with more hot glue. I used hot glue for this entire project and it's held up beautifully, but if you wanted to, you could use a stronger adhesive such as E6000 along with the hot glue. Here's how this one turned out. I'm really happy with the way this tree looks. It's definitely different but very unique. I can't wait to add it to my holiday decor this year. I do want to mention that it did take a little bit of time to wrap everything with the twine, but I just turned on one of my favorite movies and went to work and I was done in no time. Last but certainly not least, DIY number 4. For this project, I started with a shadow box sign from Dollar Tree. This one was from this fall, but they have them for every season. First, I removed the helmet and the blocks that held it away from the back of the box. Then I removed the hanger from the back of the sign. I put the helmet and the hanger aside to use in future projects. Then, using just a little bit of pressure, I popped the back out of the sign. I wanted to remove the paper from the sign, so I started by using my heat tool to try and loosen up the paper, but it didn't work quite like I had planned. I was able to get a little bit of the paper off, but not enough. So I then tried taking an old rag and some water and getting the paper just a little damp, not too wet, and just rubbing the paper off. This worked like a dream. I was able to get both layers of the paper off the back of the sign, as well as all the sticky adhesive they used to put the paper on with. This is my new favorite way to remove the paper from the Dollar Tree signs. Like I mentioned, I didn't let the sign get soaked, just damp enough to get through the layers of the paper and the adhesive. I then used my heat tool to dry the sign. Once I had all the paper removed and it was nice and dry, I gave the sign 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in the color white. After the paint was completely dry, I took the word believe that I had traced onto a piece of computer paper and attached it to a piece of carbon paper. I then taped the word down on the top of the sign, trying to get it as centered as possible. Then, to transfer the word onto the sign, I used a pen with a sharp point and traced the word believe. This is my favorite way to transfer words or even some images onto signs so that I can hand paint them. It's perfect for anyone who doesn't have a vinyl cutting machine, but you could also use stickers here if you want. Once I had the word transferred onto the sign, I used Waverly chalk paint in crimson and a small detailed paintbrush to paint the word. Next, I used hot glue to reattach the back of the sign. Then I took one of the extra rusty bells from Hobby Lobby that I used in my Sleigh Bells DIY and put it on a piece of thicker twine. I tied a knot in the twine right at the top of the bell, and then I used the extra twine and some hot glue to wrap the knot so that it would look nice and clean. After the bell was tied onto the twine, I decided how long the other end of the twine needed to be so that the bell would hang in the center of the sign. Then I tied a knot in the top of the twine and cut off the excess. I also used a little bit of hot glue on the end of the knot to keep it from coming untied. To attach the bell to the sign, I used a generous amount of hot glue and glued the bell inside the frame as close to center as I could. I did go back in and add some more hot glue around the twine knot for extra security. I wanted to create some simple decorations for this sign, so I took some twine from Dollar Tree and tied a simple finger bow by wrapping the twine around 3 of my fingers 3 to 4 times, and then used another piece of twine to tie it in the center to make the bow. I then trimmed up the tails and very carefully burnt off all the fuzzies. I then used hot glue to attach the bow to the knot right above the bell. For a little bit more decoration, I took some more of the decorative vase filler from Dollar Tree and hot glued the pine-looking greenery in the corner of the box. I then hot glued 2 mini pine cones on either side of the greenery and then finished off the arrangement with one of the white pieces from the package. I guess there's some type of seed pod, I don't know, but I thought it looked pretty between the 2 pine cones. Again, I wanted the embellishments for this sign to be simple since the bell is the star of the project. I really do love how this sign turned out. It was really quick and simple to make, but I think it makes a big statement. Here is one final look at all of today's projects. I absolutely love how they all turned out, and they're all going to look fantastic mixed in with the rest of my decor this holiday season. I think my favorite from all the projects was the sleigh bells. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite and if you like to decorate with rustic decor pieces. Also, if there's a theme or project you would like to see me create, leave that in the comments as well and I'll see what I can come up with. Please don't forget to check out the link to the playlist so you can see what all the other wonderful creators have come up with today. Thank you so much for watching and spending part of your day with me. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? Click that button and stick around. I have a ton of fun projects on the way. I'll see y'all next time.